Hey friends, Diane here. So baby step 1 is to give us some cushion as we focus on baby step 2 and get out of debt. I will get to the debt snowball in later videos, but once we are debt-free, including everything except a mortgage we may have, then we go on to baby step 3 and fill up that emergency fund with 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This is needed, I cannot live without it expenses. This amount does not need to include things like a cell phone plan or that special cafe latte thing you drink every morning. I know, we think those are needs, but they're really not. They are luxuries, and when the bottom falls out on life, we can live without them just fine. This number is different than a monthly budget because it is the bare minimum we would need in order to survive if, God forbid, something major like losing our job ever happens. An important note is that this fund must be kept liquid. That means it goes into a separate savings account that you can access at any moment. I want to emphasize it must be in a separate account than where you normally pay your bills out of, because if you mix the two, your emergency fund will disappear. Mr. Ramsey says you need it off to the side, where you won't accidentally dip into it, but where you can get the money without any headaches or having to depend on banking hours. Please note, this is not an investment account, although you are investing in your peace of mind. He says your emergency fund is there for your protection, not to make you money. He knows that putting a big chunk of money aside and not seeing much interest on those hard-earned bucks can make some people nervous. But he explains, the emergency fund is not an investment. It's insurance, and insurance costs you money. One last thing about this all-important emergency fund. Don't be afraid to use it if you really are in an emergency. Some people work so hard to gather that amount that when something happens, they get all depressed about having to use it. But that's what it's there for. But if you really need to use those funds, stop any other baby step you happen to be on and refund the emergency fund to the level you had it at before you dipped into it. So for example, if you had that first baby step of $1,000 tucked away and started baby step 2 to get out of debt, but needed to use some of the saved money, stop whatever extra money you're adding to the debt snowball and put those funds back into baby step 1. Remember, for real success, we must follow each step one at a time. Once that $1,000 is back, continue eliminating that debt. If you ever have any questions about any of this, please know that I am available and more than happy to answer your questions. Contact me in the link below, and I'll see you tomorrow.